glad winter and on their name, put some respect. Yeah. I think it's time for reality check. Yeah, reality check. Gotta get you back on cold. Reality check. For the young and the old. Reality check. Yeah, to heal your soul. Reality check. Get ready for the show.
Damn. What? Is the sunshine? Oh, no. Is the sunshine? No. That's you, Eve. I thought it was sunshine. Oh, damn. So bright, so shining. You're mute. You're muted. I don't hear you.
Hi.
Hey.
I was saying I love my new lamp situation. It's got me looking all sun dewy.
And, wow. That's what's making you look so shiny. That aura, that Majara.
That Majara, right? That's right. Shout out to Tariq. He's a good dude for making up words and then getting people to amalgamate behind the word, whether they know what it is or if they just believe that he just knows what he's talking about. But I like that energy. You know, it's pretty powerful.
That's because he a street player, you know. Come on, now, everybody love a player.
I mean, sure. But I mean, is it that he's a player, Mr. Mac Lessons, or is it just that he's had experiences and has been around a lot of different people? And then when you have these examples in your life, then you kind of can do that osmosis thing. You know, you can eat the meat and spit out the bones, and then people can use you as a one-stop shop example.
I don't think it was osmosis. I think that he was a very lucky guy, and remember in educational psychology, you know, we understand that it's the person who takes the chances who becomes successful. You become successful. You become successful because you take chances. People who take chances are going to be successful. And he took a lot of chances and he was bold.
There you go.
Yeah, and you got to be bold, you know. You got to
be bold. Shout out to Yoshimad and to the people who take chances. You're right. You will lose every battle or game that you don't play, right? And it's so funny. The things that people are good at that other people want to do, they don't really want to. You know, when they find out that Michael Jordan or Kobe was the first one there, last one gone, you know, shot 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 shots, you know, like that's kind of insane. But you want to be the best at whatever it is that you're doing, you have to put in the work, right? So whether it's basketball, drawing, I don't think that I'm a great artist. I think that I can draw, right? And then there are so many people who are way more talented. But if you don't start, then you won't be able to draw. Like that's a given, a straight across the fact given. And that's like the people who say they want to win the lottery, but then they never play the numbers. So I mean, I feel you want to win too, but if you don't play those numbers.
But see, most people don't understand is that it's the person who takes chances that's going to be successful. They think if you lay back in the cut and you try to, in a sense, kiss a little ass, you're going to be successful. No, it's the person who takes chances, and it's sad to say because I remember when I was first studying ed psych, you know, and then we used to have these debates about does luck exist? You know, and then most people say luck doesn't exist. But again, I believe that luck does exist. I believe that sometimes you are lucky. And but again, other other psychologists will say that love doesn't exist. You see, preparation allows you, in a sense, to become, but really, in a sense, it's if you believe in yourself or if you believe in something. Because see, we know very little. We know very, very, very little, but it's a lot that we believe in. You know, I believe that. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go on.
Okay. Well, the person who takes chances, right? That's the person who's going to be successful or more successful than a person who doesn't. You know, what you said about sitting in the cut or jumping out there, I absolutely agree with you. Dr. Winters got a little tickle in his throat, so we're going to make sure we get him some herbal remedies to help that out. But in the meantime, in between time, you know, tonight we're talking about believing versus knowing, and what an intro, talking about Tariq, because you know, if you don't jump out there, then how do you know that you're good at it? So it's kind of like a twofer, believing and knowing. And I think that like Dr. Winters was just saying, that you kind of have to believe in yourself. But that preparation part, if you tuned into one of our previous reality checks, we talked about preparation and how if you aren't prepared, you will probably have piss poor performance. And if you are prepared, then, I mean, shit still might not go the way that you thought it was going to go, but, you know, it is going to go in a direction that you have prepared for, you know. So, you know, you might not be the best, you might not win, it might not go smooth, but it is something that you've worked on and something that you've gotten ready for, and it's not going to you know, completely throw you off if it doesn't, you know, go your way. I guess a lot of people are entitled, thinking that things are going to go their way if they've done any amount of work towards, you know, their goal. But in real time, I think that, you know, I know for a fact that winning and accomplishing these things that people say that they want to accomplish definitely won't happen if you don't step out there and believe that you can do something about your situation or your circumstance.
See, that's the most important thing, is that a lot of people don't understand is that it's the belief. It's the belief that allows you to do most of the things that you ever do in life, because you know very little. I know that I'm a man. I know that my mother and father told me that I was born on a certain day. I only know this because they told me. But do I really know? No. I only know what they told me. My wife said that she loved me. And then in a sense I can say, do I know that she loved me? I can say maybe she may have showed this or showed that, but I don't really know if she loved me or not. You see, and so then it's very little that you know, but there's many things that you can believe in. I believe
That's
that.
interesting.
Go ahead.
You know, with belief, I feel like it's related to your feelings and not necessarily any evidence. I mean, there might be evidence, and you might have something that you can attach your belief to superficially, but when you know, it's because there's some concrete facts about it. You know that the sun is up and it's daytime where you are, but does it mean that it's daytime everywhere? No, you also know that people around the world have said that it's nighttime where they are because the sun isn't up. So maybe it's not night, but they know that the absence of the sun means that it's a different time of day. You know, they know that versus what they believe. And I know we've got people who believe that the earth is flat, but still, even those people, you know, the sun is up in one spot. They know that it's day, or what everybody is referring to as day, versus the sun not being up at a different time of the day. And then again, from there, you know, you can believe a lot. And then I guess I do kind of agree. I don't know shit. Nobody knows anything. And it reminds me of I think it's the Vikings. It's a show. I think it's the Vikings. It might not be the Vikings. It might be another show. But the character, he's the seer, the person who's supposed to be able to see everything. And his main line is that all that I know is that I don't know anything. And if the person who's supposed to know everything doesn't know anything, what are we doing? I don't know that kind of, well, I don't know. Like I said, it's a lot that I feel. And then there are things that I know. Tonight, I hope we can, try to figure out which one is stronger. If there is a stronger one, or maybe they're supposed to work in tandem. What do you think?
I think that belief is stronger than knowing, because see, when you believe, it's a lot of things that you can do. I remember when I was playing football. You're an athlete. You played basketball. When I went out to play football, and I was a linebacker in high school. Well, defensive end in high school, linebacker in college. Okay, and so then I knew that if the tackle pulled, I should fill the hole. I should fill the hole automatically. Don't think, just automatic. Back in the day, if you got within 2 feet of me, I would give you a forearm. Because I was just that conditioned as a football player. But the fact remains is that every time I played a game, I never knew if I was going to win or not. I believed that we could win. I believed that we had the people, we had the ability, but I didn't really know it. And so that's why I believe that much of our lives and much of what we do is based upon our belief. It's not based so much on what we know, it's what we believe. It's because, see, I remember my wife used to always say, my baby doll, she said, Clyde, you can't see what a person is thinking. And see, because you can't see what a person is thinking, you never really know if what they're telling you is the truth or not. My mom and dad, they said I was born on a certain day. Okay, I can bag it up by looking at my birth certificate. And it may even have the time. Okay, so that's a known, you see. But there's many things, in a sense, that you just believe. And a lot of things we know is because somebody told us. But is that really knowing? I don't know.
No, you're right. That's why these conversations are good, because the reality of it all is that, the things that we think we know are things that we believe because somebody we trusted, somebody who's supposed to be responsible with the information, gave it to us. And because we trusted them, or because, again, they're in an educator standpoint, whether it's a parent, an older somebody in your life, or a teacher, or whatever, we're trusting these things because they're supposed to know these things already. So whether you were a child believing or knowing, or an adult believing or knowing, if you were taking some information from somebody for face value, as is what it is, then that's belief. And then you might come into some evidence later that could cause you to, have a more solid foundation of the belief. But I still think that that's belief. And then from there, I think I was agreeing with what you said. I think a lot of our life is run by what we believe. Because if it were run by what we know, then Black people in America would have already flipped the switch on this racism, white supremacy that we're dealing with, because, the evidence is there, but then people believe that there's some good out there and that there's some good white people, and that, they just need some more time. They need more training. They need, these things. And I'm just like, okay, I hear you. Yeah, people are people, and it's complicated, it's complex, and it's leveled and layered. But with evidence, that's when things are what they are. And then with evidence, you can move accordingly. Or do we get stuck because people believe, how they feel? And I don't know. It's I I guess this is a deep conversation that'll be hard to have by myself, Dr. Winters. I didn't know you weren't feeling well. I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter. I don't ever, I'm always, I'm old. And when you're old in the sick sense, you're supposed to always be saying you're sick, but no. The thing is this, is that it's congestion, but knowing and believing is very important, because see, there's so many things that people tell us. I know my wife, my baby doll, I know I love her very much. I know I still love her. I know I miss her. But yes, she told me that she loved me. And then you brought up this whole idea of evidence. There's evidence that may show, But I mean, like I was telling somebody right now, she could be dead, and I could be hoping that I can be with her, but she may be with her soulmate in heaven, And so then some people say, why would you say that, Clyde? Why would you say that your wife could be with her soulmate? I said, that's because I understand the reality of existence, the reality of incarnations. Before my wife died, she said, Clyde, I can see us in Italy. And she said that we're in Italy right now, and I'm your mistress. I said, well, I wish I was him. He's having better sex than me. And he's young. So I said, I'd rather be him. I don't want to be me. Let this Clyde go there, and I'll go, and let this Clyde go there, and that other Clyde come here. And then you get the Diane over there and bring her over here. But the thing is this, is that you have to get old. You have to go through these stages, Like I know my daughter. I know my daughter had to be my mother in another incarnation, in another life, because she's always trying to boss me around, you see. But I was talking to her the other day, and she was trying to boss me around. I said, I'm the dad now. You can't boss me around. You're my baby. I know you were my mom once, but I believe now, in a sense, you may have been my mom, but I know I'm the dad. And since I know I'm the dad, then I'm the boss. I may stutter, but I'm the boss. And see, that's the whole point, is that, sometimes it's more fun to believe than to really know, I know back in the day when when I was Black Power, when I became a Muslim. When I became a Muslim, I became an Orthodox Muslim, So because I became an Orthodox Muslim, I got to hang around a lot of the Arabs and the Pakistanis and all that type of bullshit. And because I was a scholar and I was the expert on Islam in China and Islam in America, I got to go to a lot of conferences. I didn't have to pay any money, because if I would have had any money, if I would have had to pay money, I had too many kids. So they would send me plane tickets, and I would go to these conferences. I would present. Before this person of that other persuasion went to China, I was the expert on Chinese Muslims. Can you imagine? They see this brother coming in. They said, so what part of Africa are you from? I said, I'm from outside of Chicago. No. What part of Africa? Your complexion is too clean. I said, that's because I wash my face.
Hey.
They couldn't believe that that FBA brother could really be dealing with with things, events in China. But I could read the stuff. I could find it. But see, but the most important thing is this: is that it's being believing. It's just like when I was taking ed psych, and we'd be in classes and we'd be talking about luck versus reality. We get into these debates a lot of times because they want to tell you that luck doesn't play a role. But I believe that luck does play a role. I believe that I was lucky to meet you so that we could have these conversations every Wednesday. I believe that I was lucky that you bring up these ideas that I wouldn't never think of, And at the same time, in a sense, it allows us to talk about or converse about things that are important to many people out there. See, many people, in a sense, they want to hear the Black authority, or they want to hear, I love to hear Professor Black, but sometimes we want to just talk about reality, talk about the things that are really going on. and it's good to talk about the racism. You know, the fact that these people hate us. We know they hate us, but even though we know they hate us, we've been able to live here and prosper. And so then that's why I don't just believe in God. I know God exists, and I know God exists because of critical race theory. White people hate us. White people want to kill us. White people establish a race in which they're supposed to win and we're supposed to lose. And although they hate us, although they want to kill us, although they establish a race in which they're going to always win, often they can't kill us. Often they can't hold us back. And often we do succeed. And so that's why I know that God exists. And it's very important to understand that but it's the belief that allows us to live. I mean, when I think back, and I think back to love my wife, I had the belief that she loved me, but I also believed that she was my good friend. And this is very important because, see, people in a sense, they always think that love is the most important thing. Now, love, you said it's a state of being. I said it's a state of mind. But I believe in a sense that love is negligible because love is just affection and sex. But I think that the most important thing in any relationship is not love. Sex is good. Sex is pretty good, especially if you can find a man who can maybe control himself a little bit. But that takes practice, and it takes being with the same person for a while and having patience, But if you're gonna just get a high body count, most of the people you run into aren't going to be there to really. You're not going to know them enough to really build up a strong relationship in which you could have a bonding. And see, that's what it's all about, is that you have to believe in a sense that you can bond. But you can't bond with a hit and miss here. You can't bond with a one night stand. You may have enjoyed it for that night, but at the same time, just like I was talking to one of my daughter's friends. And so it used to be a club on the South Side. And so I said, who's the, I said, yeah, I said, your baby, she's really cool. I said, yeah, she said, my baby asked me who the father was. She said, I don't know. I met him at the club that night and we had sex and I don't know his name. And that's pathetic. That is really pathetic. That is people who are in the 70s and 80s and 90s, because they felt sexually liberated, that they had sex with people and they don't even know the name of the father. A lot of times when I really felt sorry for my students when they would say, Mr. Winters, Dr. Winters, I don't know my daddy, and my mom won't tell me my daddy is. I used to say, well, that's just one of those things. I used to think they just didn't want to tell them. But now I know a lot of them, they don't know.
No, right.
It was a one night stand. They had said they were going to be celibate for a couple of years. And then that night, they didn't take their Jimmy cap, and it's all over, but it's believing and not knowing. You believe. I mean, when I think back to college, my college days, and I was kind of stupid at first, because when I first got to college, this girl, she told me to come up to, we lived in a mixed
co-ed dorm.
Yeah, co-ed dorm. So she told me to come and wait for her. And so then I'm just out of high school. I'm dumb. So, I went up to her room and she was undressing and getting dressed. And I said, damn, I ain't got time. I'll meet you at the spot. That was stupid of me, because I didn't even understand that. I thought back then, I thought that people, in a sense, when I got out of high school, I thought that people had to really care about each other to have sex. I didn't know that people could be cavalier. I didn't really know that. I didn't know that people could be like Kamala Harris and stuff. Even though I knew a girl that almost looked like Kamala Harris, but she was much, much more prettier. But she was a very hot girl, and she was fun. But the thing is, this is that, it's sad. It's sad that we did that. And, and you don't know, somebody might come up to you and say, hey, hey, you're my dad. I say, no, I'm not your dad. I know I'm not your dad. You know, how do you know? I'm not your dad.
That's insane. I love how we come to the same conclusion differently. You know, it's so beautiful. You know, you look at the number and it's a 6 in your direction, it's a 9 in my direction. Neither one of us are wrong. It's all, you know, the perspective game. Because when you said that, well, you've been saying that you believe in luck and you believe in chance. I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe in luck. I don't believe
You're
in
a woman.
Any of that shit.
You're a woman. My wife, she didn't believe that nothing happened in coincidence. And I used to be very angry with her. You know, I caught my wife when she told a lie. I caught her in a lie and I beat her. I caught her in a lie and I won the argument. And I wrote that on a sheet of paper and I put it in my wallet. And do you know that paper disintegrated before I could catch her in another lie? Damn. You know.
Oh man.
You know, because see, you use both sides of your brain. I'm not trying, fellas, family. I'm not trying to be funny. I did a lot of neurobiology, neuroscience. In fact, if you get my book, Brain-Based Learning and Special Education, and if you really, you can go to Google Clyde Winter's brain-based learning neuropsychology. About 7 to 8, maybe 7 to 10 articles will pop up. So I know my shit. But the thing is, this is that you see that's one of the reasons they make it so important. See, that's why it's more fun to believe as a man, because see, a woman, because of the fact that you guys can use both sides of your brain. Some things you believe, but a lot of things you know. See, but it's more fun to believe. I mean, you want to believe that guy loves you. You want to believe that woman likes you. You want to believe that just because she calls you every Thursday to see where you're going on Friday and are you going to take her out? I mean, you don't feel she's using you.
So then that's bringing up a very interesting thought that I didn't think about. And somebody said in the chat, or they might have said it on Twitter, you know, the root words in believing and knowing is lie and know. And then
isn't that interesting?
Lie, it is. Then a lie would be stronger because maybe it's more involved. You know, they need you to believe them. So it's more, I don't know, sweeter, more palatable. I'm not sure what it is, but
well, see, back in the day, a man had to have that tongue. You had to have that tongue to really talk to the women. That's why a lot of brothers. How you doing, cool dude? Tones Phi, Anti-Negro Watchtower. You know, all the way free. You don't have to. You know, back in the day, you had to be able to use that tongue. 2 things could get you going. Number one, if you could spit out the right words, and if you could dance. I could spit out the right words and I could dance, and I could dance real good. And because I could dance real good, you know, when I put that hand out, you know, in college and high school, somebody would want to dance with me because I could jam. But at the same time, in a sense, when I was younger, I really felt that women love lies. And because, you know, it looked like some of the game that some of these guys had, to me, it was very weak, but it looked like the ladies wanted to hear it. So I said, damn, they must want to hear a lie, you know? And you know, because, you know, they always say that like sex, you know, intercourse and sex for a man is physical. Whereas they say that intercourse and sex for a woman is mental, you know? Yeah. You know, but hell, if you give a woman 20 orgasms, she'll invite you back. But oh yes.
I mean, read the mathematics, right? You got
it's the mathematics, but most women after a while they just say one is enough. But the thing is, this is that it's being able to communicate. And what I found is that most people, because they believe, and then they begin to know that this or that is real, it's kind of difficult for them to understand that the most important thing in a relationship is always the communication. To me, people don't really, in a sense, fall out of love. they stop communicating. And
Yeah.
and I think
Go ahead.
yeah, and I think they stop communicating. And when they stop communicating, what happens in a sense is that I begin to not know you and you begin to not know me. That's
Agreed.
why it's important that there's a lot of communication.
Absolutely. Those late night conversations, that's what people you need to have those. I know you're tired, I know you want to go to bed. I know you're working 9 to 5 and paycheck to paycheck and 50-50 or whatever it is that people are doing is exhausting, whatever it is. And then on top of that, you still have to tune in and be plugged in with your person, because without it, then it creates space. And inside the space, it allows opportunities for other things to start to develop. And then, what is that you don't know that person anymore. And then you want to believe that you know them or you want to remember, but then your memories, they might not be stronger than what you see, because what you see is what you're living. That's what you know. But then it's all very fuzzy, right? Because then it didn't have to get like that if you just stayed in touch. And how do you not stay in touch with someone you live with other than both of you guys have plugged into the matrix and have unplugged from each other, right? At some point, y'all were plugged in, and then life. Right?
I was looking at its PBS special, and they were looking at two families, a black family and a white family, and they were going back to 2008 and how they were today. And then, in a sense, the white woman, she was very in love with her husband, and they were really going smooth. But then, over time, she had to work at a different time than he worked, and they hardly didn't get a chance to be around each other. And because they weren't around each other and communicating, they felt they fell out of love. But love is as we discussed before, is a state of being, a state of mind. And that's not what makes the relationship. But the point is this, is that, like I heard this lady who was married to Shaq, and she said that she wasn't in love with him, but she loved him, but she wasn't in love with him. And to me, that's a crock of shit to me. But the whole point is this, is that what I just feel is that it's very difficult. It's very difficult. It's just like a lot of times, like O'Shea Duke Jackson, he always talks about the fact that if a man leaves with his wallet, then the woman is going to always believe that you should have that wallet ready, because they know you got the money. And so because they believe that you should know to bring the cash, is very difficult. I saw this video, and so this woman was talking about what that the average brother, if they want to have a good girlfriend, they have to have $1,000. They had to get their hair fixed. I was looking at Shay, Shannon Sharp, and he was talking to Ocho, and they were talking about, in a sense, that the woman said that a man got to keep her hair fixed, keep her nails done. See, that's why they should go with Eve. She's got a natural. All you have to do is get some Afro Sheen. But no, but you got to get the nails. They go some money. You got to do the nails and stuff.
Actually, I didn't see that one, but I did see a response to that. And the entitlement with women nowadays is insane. But I think it's because of who they're listening to. They're watching fake people online, or people with these characters, these made up personas, tell them this is how you're supposed to live, or this is how it's supposed to be. And then they go and say, well, I saw it online, or, you don't want to say I saw it on TV, because everybody knows TV is not real. Right. So then they say, oh, well, I got it offline. But then there's some levels of distinction that need to happen.
They're listening to people. They're listening to people like the Black Authority that don't even have a relationship with a woman, never been married. And they're telling you what to do in your relationship. and they don't have a permanent woman. They don't have a permanent man. They don't know how to really get a man or get a woman because they don't know how to be real. See,
right.
It's hard. It's very scary to be real, Eve. It's very scary.
I mean, because like for what it's worth, I mean, I used to talk very against Kevin Samuels when he was alive because I was in the cult of the Broke Authority. But you break away from stupid thinking and you start to think about things in a broader sense, right? Kevin came from things in a real way. He was upfront about not having a successful marriage. I don't know if he was upfront. He had twice divorced. So yeah. I'm not saying that you're gonna say I want to be like Kevin, but if you can say that, yeah, I've done this and it didn't work this way, and yeah, I did it this way and it also didn't work that way. Well, now people have got two examples to use of what to do or not to do or whatever, and it's not with this belief, it's with what he told you. So now you can know he's had 2 divorces. You can choose to listen to this man or not, versus Jeremy or the Broke Authority, where he says a lot of things that you have to believe, but then what do we know? Nothing, unless you're on my side of things. And then I can share with you that, yeah, what you thought is real. No marriages, no relationships that last or of value, where it's not, an abusive power dynamic. It's not the communication that you're talking about, or even just this relationship. It's more.
See, it's very hard. It's very hard. I used to, I tell any woman, make a man talk. See, the average brother, he likes to let the lady talk. And so then if you allow the woman to keep talking, she'll start to believe what she's saying. She won't know it's true, but she'll believe it because she said it. And if she said it, it must be so. But she didn't ever make that man, she didn't ever inquire and make that man, divulge how he really felt. You see, that's why I used to I'll tell any woman, you should make a man have to really talk to you and have to really, you have to get into his mind. And when you get into his mind and you make him have to talk, then how can he help it in a sense, love you or feel close to you? But see, if you allow to be outside, if you allow your mind, see, we don't know what a mind is. We used to talk about it when I was working on my PhD. Where's the mind? Maybe it's in the sky, maybe it's in the foot, maybe it's in my knee. We know what the brain is, but the brain is mechanical. It's mechanical. It makes synapses. The synapses extend when you learn something. When you start to forget stuff, the synapses contract. You don't really forget it, but you're able, in a sense, to function. As a man, I think in a serial progression. Step 1, step 2, step 3. As a woman, since you can use both sides of your brain, then you're in a sense, you can multitask because you can think in multiple ways, And so then therefore, in a sense, is that why should I waste my time trying to argue with you when you're going to win anyway? You see?
True.
But see, most men don't know that. So they waste their time.
Or they're just very stubborn, thinking that what you just said is because you don't know the right words. Obviously, obviously you've never won an argument with a woman. And then to what you've told me time and time and time again, it's not winning if you had to beat someone into submission, right? Like if you have to threaten or, say that some harm is going to happen or any type of weird negative consequence for not doing something, it's like forced. And then inside of the force, did you win or was it by submission? And I get it. Yes, submitting is a type of winning, right? But is that what you want in your partner? You want someone to submit? Because I think you've told me that I mean, your wife's been right about things that you didn't know she was going to be right about. So maybe if you had or hadn't listened to her, things would have gone, like
in a
if you
better
didn't listen
direction.
to her, it could have gone better. And then if you did listen to her, it went great because
See,
she knew about it already.
it's just like a smart woman. It's two things when you first meet a woman. If you become intimate with her, she just looks at you and she acts as though she hangs on every word. I was shitting last night. And she's like, oh, really? I was shitting last night and it was brown. I mean, you can say any damn thing. But that smart woman, that's right. She puts it, oh, really? Yes. And damn. And you're saying, what? Wait a minute. I must be somebody. Hey, she's listening to me. Me. Wow. You mean she's listening to me? And a smart woman, oh yes, I'm listening to you. Some women, they'll have sex all the time when you're going with them, and then when they get married, they don't have sex as often. So but I mean, it's just one of those things, But the thing is, this is that we play these games, and we do things to allow people to believe something, but we act a certain way so that they'll know, or they'll think they know that we're out there. Kudu said, hello, Sister Eve and Brother Winters. Very forward metaphysical thinking, Dr. Winters, regarding alternate and past life relationship. That's right. I know my daughter was my mother once, but I mean, I'm the dad now. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. Create So Far said, a man had to have that tongue, yeah. But unfortunately, some of the youngsters have lost it. Here in New York City, there's been a trend of teen boys assaulting teen girls after they hit on them and get rejected. That's true. Because I remember, my wife, she was walking past these guys once, when she was a teenager. And she didn't respond. And, they got really nasty with her,
Right.
And,
No, I've been there. I find that it's easier to just smile, nod, and keep it moving. I've also been too nice, and then I'm having conversations I don't want to have with people that I wouldn't talk to because it was just really weird to ignore somebody. I used to be too nice, and people say, hey, it's like, hey, how you doing? And then you're talking and it's like, did I really want to have this conversation? But then in the same breath, I've also been called a bitch because I don't stop and talk. So there's a fine line. I feel like most people don't want to be ignored. And in general, who are you to think that he's trying to get with you as much as he could just be saying, hey, just as two niggas walking down the street, hey, and then he's really polite.
But it's complicated.
It is complicated.
Because as a woman, like you said, is that sometimes some brothers can take it too far. See, I remember when I was a teenager, and my cousin told me, he said, Clyde, just because a woman smiled at you, that doesn't mean that she wants you. She just smiled. But a lot of brothers that don't have any game, they think that just because you smile at them, oh, you want to be with them, or you're enamored by them. No, you just smiled. And see, a lot of young men don't have home training. They don't have men who try to tell them that just because a woman smile or women say hello or they're nice, that doesn't mean that they want you. And some people, they take it too far.
They do, but I'm not gonna give it only to the men, because some women think that because he held the door for you, that meant, oh, he's trying to get with me. And then they get stoic, cold, and nasty. And it's like, he has home training. My brothers, all three of them, would hold the door for a woman who looks like she would want you to do that. I feel like everybody's got situational awareness now. You kind of know because she's going to reach for the door first, versus the woman who is not leading. Oh, thank you. You'll see how people are in real time. But to what you were talking about, your baby doll, some people are rude and nasty because they don't have any home training. And I was thinking, well, I told you earlier, I'm going to talk about this on Friday, but there's this rapper who was murdered, and he's from Florida, and his mom is like a working mom, and then she's like kind of in the limelight right now because she's got a documentary coming out about how she's the only person who knows the real things. And in real time, people have called out her parenting, right? Said that, you know, your son doing all this shit is because you weren't home being a mom. You know, you were out doing whatever. She says, I was out working, whatever. In real time, some man had to have been around for her son to use as an example to, you know, be a man and not be this fuck boy out here.
The gang.
The gang.
Yes,
yeah,
the
well,
gang.
I guess it's the gang, but then what happened to, I don't know. I can't say that. First of all, I'm not going to sit here and say I know any gang members. And then second of all, I feel like what I've learned, at least in the history books, right? There was some sort of couth about yourself. You weren't just shooting up schools. You were not just hitting people who didn't have beef. It's not, all these casualties seem to have come from people who are fleeing some nasty stuff at home, and they come here and they just run amok.
That's true. And a lot of it, like in Chicago, a lot of it, you know, white people, they put on a black face mask. They're shooting because, no, a gang, what a gangbanger gonna shoot an old lady for? What a gangbanger gonna shoot a kid? What a gangbanger, so you know that if a gangbanger wouldn't shoot a kid or old lady, you know, then you know it must be some white folks up there doing hunting season. And Chicago is the 4th of July, and what is it? The 4th of July, Memorial Day, and what's coming up? Labor Day. Those are the days when the white folks drive up to Chicago and then they shoot these black people on the street. You know damn well a gangbang ain't gonna shoot no 10-year-old somebody standing around. I mean, that's silly.
The only time that I see just blind violence is, and this is across all races, you guys, so just check it. It's when it's relationship related. She's fucking someone she's not supposed to be fucking and not fucking the dude who got angry about things. There's communication stopped, like what we talked about earlier. Yeah. And then, you know, she's the catalyst. It's Helen of Troy, you know, in these little instances. But for the most part, no, this blind violence is not really happening to where these people who have nothing to do with anything are just caught up in the gunfire. You know, white people say that because they want us to act like, they want us to believe that we are just feral. You know, we're animalistic and bush.
Right. And then we forget that this is Chicago. It's millions of people here. It's white people killing each other downtown. It's Spanish people killing each other in Little Village and killing each other on the north side. Spanish in Little Village. Mexicans, Mexicans, every block is a different gang. I'm serious. In Little Village,
I believe you though.
It's a different gang, and but they always want to have. They had to make sure that they try to find some black criminal to put on the news at the 10 o'clock news. It's got to be a brother. It's getting hard in Chicago now because a lot of the people doing the rushing into these stores, driving their cars into the stores and running there. You can see their pale skins, so we know they're Latinos or they're whites. And so then, but again, or there's some sort of what some people call a tether. But see, the thing is, this is that they've got people believing that black people in Chicago are shooting up each other. Black people in Chicago are just killing each other randomly. Whereas we know those of us who live in Chicago, we know there's got to be white people because we know how gangbangers act. We know how gangbangers respond. We know that gangbangers might have a beef with each other. We know a gangbanger is not going to shoot an old lady in her car. We know gangbangers aren't going to shoot a kid standing on the porch. So we know it had to be white folks coming up to Chicago hunting.
That's real. And then thinking about the white folks that are gangbangers, right? Like if you think about The Sopranos or Goodfellas, The Godfather, whatever, yeah, if they had beef, they're coming to the wedding and they're shooting everybody up. And yeah, your grandma's gonna get it, the little cousin's gonna get it, little babies, whoever. And then it's, these family feuds and everybody's got to go. And even that is some white people shit. So, and then how can you say we don't know? It's all these unsolved murders, but then you call it black on black crime. So if you know that it's black on black crime, then you know who's the perpetrator. And then
look at this. Look at this. It's they talk about they can't find these murders in Chicago. Chicago it's almost like London now. It's a camera on just about every street.
Right.
So now if you now think about this. In Chicago, they got cameras all over the city. They got shot detector technology. So all they had to do is when they get a detected shot, all they had to do is go to those cameras,
right,
and they can follow the car.
Yeah,
because they always know when somebody shot a policeman, and they find them in a couple of days. Yikes. In Chicago. Why? Because see, if you shoot somebody, that shot detector gonna show it. Those people downtown, like my daughter, she get upset because she feel that it should be citizens watching those cameras instead of police officers, because that's keeping police officers off the street. They could be out there. But I think those police officers turn the cameras off the 4th of July, Memorial Day, and then those white folks drive up there, and then they just go shooting, because there ain't no gangbanger gonna shoot a kid. They're not gonna shoot a bunch of women. They're not gonna shoot a bunch of girls. Now they may do a carjacking, but we know in Chicago, that's all we talk about is that it's just some white folks come up there, and you just happen to be that unlucky black FBA walking down the street, that white person go in and shoot you. But see, we don't,
Just with Chicago though, I'm glad you're there, because in real time, we see that Chicago's fighting back against the aliens, the illegals that are there, that they kind of, I guess, didn't know that was coming. I guess the mayor's Uncle Lori, and then the Brandon guy who's the mayor now, is very not really saying a lot of what they wanted to do as much as they were saying what they wouldn't do.
What happened is that when they brought him up here, they tried to put him on in Inglewood. I mean, in Woodlawn. Woodlawn is a kind of semi-affluent black community, and so those are black people. Black people and Jews live in Inglewood. So then they started saying, "Hey, we don't want them over here because they're robbing and stealing." And so then, this kind of shocked them, because there's so many immigrants in New York, there was no beef in them sending those illegal migrants up there. Mm-hmm. But in Chicago, because the fact, in a sense, is that we're not an immigrant city, we didn't really want to welcome the immigrants. We felt they were coming and they were taking things. They found that some of them have link cards with $10,000 on it. Right. A link card. Most of the time, you only get what? You might get a minimum of $500 a month for your family, but some of those migrants had $10,000 on a link card and all that type of mess. And with the link card, you can go buy food and you can buy other stuff. I shop at Walmart. Yes, I go to Walmart. I'm sorry. My sons and daughters, they go to Macy's and all that, but I go to Walmart. But again, I'm gonna try to get that more expensive stuff so I can do that. But nobody gives a damn about an old Negro. Oh, my nigga, that old nigga, he walking down the street, he talking pretty neat. That old nigga Clyde, he walking down the street, singing his song. Y'all some awesome. Y'all
you're the smart one. because Macy's, Walmart, they all got the same sweatshops. We think about it at the end of the day, so they get.
But Macy's got pretty stuff. Like my oldest son and his wife, sharp as a tack. My third son, back in the day, not so much now he's married. Back in the day, he had a new jacket every month. Now as the baseball hats, they dress really sharp. And so then when the old man come around, my wife would say, "Damn, you dress like your father, like a construction worker." She said, "I should be ashamed of you." I'm sorry. I dress like my old man. I'm sorry.
No, hey, you told me things about your old man, so I mean that's not bad.
Yeah, my old man used to do construction work, and so I'm gonna go to Macy's. Go to Macy's, but I gotta do it. Yeah, but the thing is this.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that with the illegals in Chicago and the black on black crime that they keep saying is happening, to me it seems like if you push a lie so much and then you can fudge the evidence, then people will just take what you've said as truth, and then now it's what they know, right?
Isn't that what Goebbels did? Goebbels, the Nazi propaganda said, is that if you tell a lie long enough, people will believe it. And so then, but see, the only problem is that it's like New York. A lot of times when you look at the names, you find that it was a tether, an immigrant that's doing the stuff. In Chicago, it's getting very hard. It's very hard to find a black people shooting up each other. So a lot of times they got to talk about, Little Village, that's the Spanish neighborhoods and all that. Because see, it's kind of complicated because see, there's nothing that you can do. The little old ladies, it's not that many jobs now. So little old ladies, you can't rob them going to the L station or on the bus. So now that's why a lot of carjacking, because they feel that if you're driving, then you have some money. But if they try to just rob you on the street, you're gonna rob somebody and you might shoot them because they're gonna empty their pocket and say, "Here, take what's here," and they're gonna pull out some damn lint.
That's rough. I mean, because there are people living in cars right now.
Oh, that's terrible, isn't it?
It's crazy. And then what we know, it's relative. What we know is that the dollar is not doing the things that it used to do anymore. But we want to believe that we can work harder. We can just work harder and we'll make it count. And I find that, there's a couple different ways that at least Black America looks at things with these belief eyes. And when we should be using our knowing mind, wherever it is, in our elbow or in our left knee, with the evidence. Because in the same way we wouldn't say, or I don't believe in critical race theory because there's evidence to back it up. We're not in theory land anymore. So, when white people say, "Oh, but CRT," fuck a CRT. Yeah, get rid of it because I don't need that. Yeah. And then they're like, "Yes, that's the type of." I don't think.
And a good example is the Massey woman. The Massey woman.
Yeah.
They came to her house.
Yes.
And they came there to help her, and the white policeman just shot her.
Right.
See, so when I tell you when I say that they want to kill you, people say Dr. Winters, don't say that. But then that's just what happened. They went into her house and she did nothing. They didn't feel threatened, but the cop killed her. See, because they want to kill you. They hate you. And so then that's how I knew. That's how I know God exists. I know God exists. How do you know God exists? I know God exists because there's a people in the land that I live that want to kill me, but they can't kill me.
I love that. I love that. That's great. And it's such a good argument because we live and exist in a time where not only do people believe different things as far as like a higher power, but then there's people who don't believe at all. And I find that those people are very interesting because of how they operate, how they treat people, how, morality is missing or lacking, or it's skewed in a way that you might not have thought about. But, I don't know that God exists for the same reason that you do, as much as I do know that it can't just be us, because if you didn't make plants grow or whatever, if it wasn't one of us that made any of these other things possible, then, the math ain't mathin'. It can't just be us, or it can't only, the buck can't stop here. It's got to be higher level of thinking. What is that? Who is that? I don't know.
But when you think about it, the European got an explanation for everything.
Sure.
He has an explanation for everything. And so then therefore it allows some people to say that God doesn't exist. And it's wonderful for them to say that. And you find a lot of brothers, especially a lot of brothers, they feel that to believe in God is feminine. They believe that if you believe in God, that you have to be feminine because that's a sign of weakness. Some brothers feel that way. But
I can understand it though, because this is my masculine brain going on right now, right? I get very upset when people pray over bad food. At Thanksgiving, you got your ham hocks and your pork chops and your shit that's gonna kill you. Dear Heavenly Father, please bless this.
That's why they pray.
What are we talking about?
That's why they pray. Please, God, don't fuck me up. I'm eating this damn ham hock, and I know it's gonna kill me. I put that damn smoked turkey in my greens, but I know it
kills me, Dr. Winter.
It tastes funny, but please, God, please bless this food, because I'm fucked up. Why do you think we used to bless our food eating them chitlins? Yeah.
Hey, that's gotta be. It's gotta be both, though. But to know what it is, and then
you don't understand. You're young. My generation, we grew up with fish on Friday. You go in, everybody's house had fish on Friday, chicken on Sunday. During that week, you're gonna eat pig ears, pigtails. I'm not talking about ham hocks. I mean, the ham hock, that was a luxury. You got a ham hock maybe twice a year. Got some ham hock.
Christmas and Easter. I got you.
Yeah, that's right. You got a ham hock on Easter, New Year's, because put in some black eyed peas for good luck. Mm-hmm. But you mainly ate neck bones. You ate neck bones and chitlins. That's why now you can't hardly buy good neck bones and oxtails. Oxtails and neck bones used to be the cheapest thing you could buy. Now I love oxtails, but you go into a store now, $12 for 5 oxtails. Get out.
Right.
My daughter-in-laws always say, Pops, we'll fix you some oxtails. No, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down to the damn store, to the grocery store, and I'm gonna go to the white folks' grocery store. They're gonna have some ham hocks already cooked. I'm gonna buy them ham hocks. I need my ham hocks. I know a lot of y'all in the Black Power movement, y'all always talk about only the Caribbeans and all that, like oxtails. I like oxtails too.
Oxtails that's not. See, I like to know about the South and Southern cuisine and stuff, and I like food. I don't eat land animals anymore, but that's us too. Oxtails. People got to stop giving it to other people. Just because you've never cooked it before doesn't mean that it doesn't come from our story. Also, if when you go to the Jamaicans and it's $36 and you're only getting 5 oxtails and it's no meat on the bone, it's a racket happening.
You got to go to Mariano's. Go to Mariano's and buy some of their. They have oxtails at Mariano's, and I like to go there and get some rice, chicken and rice. At Mariano's. Hey, I drive to the white neighborhood. Get in line.
No, that's good. People keep asking where, if you like food, you go to these restaurants. I generally don't eat out a lot, but if I do eat out, I like authentic foods. You know, if I'm going to get Mexican or Spanish cuisine, it's got to be from a Mexican or a Spanish person. I'm not doing Chipotle. I'm not doing Olive Garden for Italian. You know,
what about Chinese? You go and get any cat.
No, actually, I don't get Chinese food at all anymore. I find that my Chinese food is way better. It's lacking the cat, dog, and MSG, and I
go MSG. Go MSG.
No hairballs, no doggy stuff. No, oh, that's so bad. But no, I don't. That's the only ethnicity food that I actually don't. And that might have been Donald Trump, you know, when he said the Wuhan virus, you know, and bat soup, and it just really put me off to a lot of Oriental type of cuisine. Rakeem, who is eating rat? I don't eat rat. Actually, no, Dr. Winters. My cousin went to Belize. I think she went to Belize, and they eat guinea pig over there.
Yeah, that's a rat. That's a rat.
Yeah, that's a big ass rat, right? And it's not like the little guinea pigs that you see at the pet store. No, it was huge. Like, yeah, it still looked like a guinea pig, but it was a very big rodent.
They grow big in the tropics.
Yeah, they do.
You know, but the thing is this, I mean, but it might be the same as somebody might say about you know, when I was growing up and eating rabbit and squirrel.
Yeah.
My mother would not cook possum. She would not.
I was going to say, did she cook possum and raccoon, or
no? She wouldn't eat possum because she said possums would go into cemeteries and eat dead people. But she would cook rabbit, squirrel. I used to know how to clean squirrels and rabbits. I used to know how to.
That seems like good trap skills, though. If you are in the wilderness in America, you know, because you guys think that Black people wilderness is some bush people from the continent that's got like lizards and snakes and antelope and shit. No, I'm talking about the original people here would have to know how to live off of the animals here: bison, rabbits, squirrels, deer, fish, right? And then chicken and maybe.
But just like I cannot, like a lot of people in the South, they like crawfish and all that type of stuff. So how can you eat that? But that's just me. But then I'll eat catfish, and catfish are like pigs.
Catfish is like bottom feeders. Yeah. Yeah, you got to be able to cook the catfish out of the catfish if you want me to eat the catfish. But I've said the same thing about alligator. You know, this kind of goes into.
You don't like alligator?
No, I do. If it doesn't taste like swamp, I can't. And
what if they ate a little Negro? You know, back in the day, they used to feed the alligator.
Those gators probably, you know, needed to be put down. You know, once you start eating people, that's when things go a little haywire for the animal kingdom. But same with dogs too, because the dog that I have, you know, it's from a breed of dogs that were not nice to us, but that's programmed into the dog. You know, if
but you could hunt with them. Get you a pit bull, go hunt with them.
Right.
My wife used to have a couple of dogs. They couldn't hunt shit. I mean, you pick them up and pet them. Come here, kitty. Oh no, that's right. You're a dog. Come here, kitty. Oh, come here, doggy.
No,
but I think it's wonderful. When I was growing up, everybody, all the Black people I knew when I was a kid, they had either hound dogs or beagles,
which are hunting dogs.
Yeah, they were hunting dogs.
Right.
Yeah, most of the dogs are the dogs that the ladies like, furry and
little teacup dogs. You can carry them in your purse, dogs.
Well, not so much the teacups. They cost too much. They didn't live too long. But the average other dogs, you know,
like a little just little. See, ankle biters. I don't get those. To me, your dog's gotta have. If this is just Eve, you guys, and feel how you want. If you love your little teacup Yorkie, that's great. But if I have to feed it, there's got to be a reason. You know,
that's because you like to run and walk early in the morning, so that's why you need a big dog. Well,
yeah, she's protection for sure. And then, I very much think that she could hunt if we put her in an environment for her to hunt, you know.
My wife, after my wife died, after my wife died, in 2 months, we had two dogs. In 2 months, they both died. They said, we want to be with mama. Fuck you. I said, what about me? I said, what about me? We don't want to be with you. What about me? We want to be with mommy. Yeah, they both died. Damn. And the cat too. They all said, maybe I had to admit that maybe I'm not that good a person, maybe, but they miss their mama.
No, that's real. Animals do animals know or do they believe? Right? Because you can treat a dog really shitty, but it might believe that one time that you were really affectionate with it, that's gonna make up or come back or whatever. So they're holding on to this belief, and then I find that that's kind of limiting. That's why they say that we're more evolved, because we can go past that first thought and go to a second thought. But then I think about cats. I've had cats too, and they don't give a fuck. I mean, they don't like you.
I love cats.
Don't like you.
I love cats. I think cats are better than dogs, because a cat, I don't have either one. But the cat will come and mind his own business. Cat will come and eat and go find his own place. A dog want to jump on you. Hey, hey, mama. So it's kind of complicated. Let's take a little break for it. We're gonna
go ahead. And make sure you get some tea or some more lozenges while you take a break.
Yeah, thank you.
No need to pretend anymore. The truth is in your face. FBA roots, FBA roots, FBA roots. Oh, no need to pretend anymore. The truth is in your face. FBA roots, FBA roots, FBA roots. The Moors once ruled from woman to man. In Europe's heart, they wanted our land. Dr. Klein reveals the hidden past, where blackness thrived, a vivid past. No need to pretend anymore. The truth is in your face. FBA roots, FBA roots, FBA roots. Oh, no need to pretend anymore. The truth is in your face. FBA roots, FBA roots, FBA roots. From maroons to moors, the truth is told. Stories of strength, being black is bold. Cultures blended, histories merged. A bond of funk, our souls converge. European tales, they twisted well to hide the truth, but their plans soon fail. See, Dr. Clyde's light shines beyond bright. We the black aboriginals are righteous in this fight. Are righteous in this fight. European tales, they twist it well. FBA roots, FBA roots, FBA roots. Face. FBA roots, FBA roots, FBA roots.
That video, FBA Roots, it was made by our brother Yoshimod. Go to yoshimod.com. yoshimod.gumroad.com. Check out his brother. He makes some very beautiful videos, And his videos are so informative, and his videos can help us to really know who and what we are. So we should really be trying to do as much as we can to really be supportive of Yoshimar, the genius, because he is truly a genius.
We are the Blacks and Britons, yeah. Now we told us we were strangers in a land that we called our own. Caucasians who are Hebrew knew we built this stone by stone. From the ancient streets of London to the towns they claim to know, our history runs deeper like the river's steady flow. We built this land, yeah, from the ground up to the sky. Our roots run deep, yeah, and our spirits never die. These losers are full of lies, try to steal our pride, but we know the truth, we're the builders of this tide. They say we're new arrivals, just got here yesterday, but our ancestors laid these bricks. Who's the immigrant, you say? From Africa to Albion, we crossed the endless seas, carried our culture and its secret we taught our seas. Yeah, from the ground up to the sky, our roots run deep, yeah, and our spirits never die. These losers are full of lies, try to steal our pride, but we know the truth, we're the builders of this life. Your pasty ways lead you to make laws to push us out. We are the foundational Black Britons who built this damn house. In every brick, in every street, our legacy will stand. We are the people who built this goddamn land. This land to erase, from the ground up to the sky, from the ground up to the sky. Our roots run deep, yeah, 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 and our spirits never die, and our spirits never die. These losers are full of lies, try to steal our pride, but we know the truth, we're the builders of this tide. We are the foundational Black Britons. We are the foundational Black Britons. We are the foundational Black Britons. But we know the truth, we're the builders of this tide. Now, you need to leave. Ooh, 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 ooh. You need to leave. Now, you need to leave.
That video is by Yoshimar the Genius. Support Yoshimar. Send this brother some cash apps. This brother makes some beautiful videos. This brother is trying to teach us about who and what we are. Support Yoshimar. But he tells us why we should try to study British history.
Here is why you should join Dr. Clyde Winters and Sister Shuni's class on Blacks in Britain. For starters, we were born into a racist system of worldwide white supremacy. A world in which a minority population would control almost my very being if we didn't know that God, my creator, is Lord of the universe. Having said this, I know our life is one of contradictions that remained unexplained until I learned from Neely Fuller we are prisoners of war. 1. That you don't belong in the UK. 2. That this has always been a land inhabited by the whites. 3. You were inferior to whites until they kidnapped your ancestors from Mama Africa. This is a lie. You are the Aboriginal people of the UK. Whites came into Europe after 1500 BC. Your ancestors give the UK its long history. Your ancestors built the towns, invented the public works and architecture of the UK. In this book you learn that the history you are taught about Europe is fake. It explains why the white supremacists don't want you to have your own schools and teach your children. They fear you will learn the truth. Caribbean scholar who moved from Britain to USA made it clear that a PhD does not provide you grounding in who you are. What you must know. 1. We are the first people. 2. We are the mothers and fathers of civilization. 3. You have to protect your culture because it is your identity. The mission of Afrocentrism is to use anthropology, history, and linguistics to ensure adherence to principles and theories related to the idea that African and world history originated on the African continent and moved outward from Africa through the human agency of Africans speaking related languages and practicing a shared culture, who founded the first civilizations of Africa, the Americas, Europe, and Asia. White supremacist view of blacks in Britain. Britain is essentially a white place where blacks only just arrived. Black people had no history in Britain. The colonial connections were mythologized in the very statues and monuments that surrounded blacks in Britain. The past of Black Britons was not in curricula or mediated conversation. Finally, the status quo made it clear Black Britons came from nowhere and entered Britain for no good reason. This is a lie. You are the Aboriginal people of the UK. Whites came into Europe after 1500 BC. Your ancestors give the UK its long history. Your ancestors built the towns, invented the public works and architecture of the UK. In this class you learn that the history you are taught about Europe is fake. It explains why the white supremacists don't want you to have your own schools and teach your children. They fear you will learn the truth. Dr. Keftusa Akiba Ank, Caribbean scholar who moved from Britain to USA, made it clear that a PhD does not provide you grounding in who you are. What you must know. 1. We are the first people. 2. We are the mothers and fathers of civilization. 3. You have to protect your culture because it is your identity. Ashe. Ashe. Ashe O.
You know, that video was made by Yoshimod the genius. Yoshimod is a genius, but he's right. We have to learn British history. And now you can take on my course if you're really interested in learning more about British history. Hi, family. This is Clyde Winters again. How are you doing? We got a new course coming up. This new course is going to be Part 3, When Britain Was Black. In Part 3, we're going to talk about the Black British Romans, the Black Emperors, the Black Moors. We're going to talk about the beautiful castles and homes that these Black people built in Europe. We're going to talk about Black royalty. Join us for Part 3, When Britain Was Black. We're going to teach the class on Monday, beginning September 9th. The class is going to be at 7:30 p.m. British time and 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time in the United States. Join us for this class. Learn about the Black British Romans, the Black Emperors, the Moors, the castles that they lived in, and Black royalty. Join us for the third part in the Black British History online course. Join us. You can register for the course at sistershanice.gumroad. Yes, go to Gumroad and you can register for the class at sistershanice.gumroad.com. Join us for the class beginning September 9th.
We are the Blacks and Britons, yeah. Now they told us we were strangers in a land we called our own. Caucasians who are Hebrew knew we built this stone by stone. From the ancient streets of London to the towns they claim to know, our history runs deeper like the river's steady flow. We built this land, yeah, from the ground up to the sky. Our roots run deep, yeah, and our spirits never die. These losers are full of lies, try to steal our pride, but we know the truth. We're the builders of this tide. They say we're new arrivals, just got here yesterday, but our ancestors laid these bricks. Who's the immigrant, you say? From Africa to Albion, we crossed the endless seas, carried our culture and its secret we taught our seas. Yeah, from the ground up to the sky, our roots run deep, yeah, and our spirits never die. These losers are full of lies, try to steal our pride, but we know the truth. We're the builders of this life. Your pasty ways lead you to make laws to push us out. We are the foundational Black Britons who built this damn house. In every brick, in every street, our legacy will stand. We are the people who built this goddamn land. This land to erase, from the ground up to the sky, from the ground up to the sky. Our roots run deep, yeah, 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 yeah. And our spirits never die, and our spirits never die. full of lies, try to steal our pride. But we know the truth, we're the builders of this tide. We are the foundational Black Britons. We are the foundational Black Britons. We are the foundational Black Britons. But we know the truth, we're the builders of this tide. Now, you need to leave. Ooh, 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 ooh. You need to leave. Now, you need to leave.
Hi, family. This is Clyde Winters again. How are you doing? We got a new course coming up. This new course is going to be Part 3, When Britain Was Black. In Part 3, we're going to talk about the Black British Romans, the Black Emperors, the Black Moors. We're going to talk about the beautiful castles and homes that these Black people built in Europe. We're going to talk about Black royalty. Join us for Part 3, When Britain Was Black. We're going to teach the class on Monday, beginning September 9th. The class is going to be at 7:30 p.m. British time and 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time in the United States. Join us for this class. Learn about the Black British Romans, the Black Emperors, the Moors, the castles that they lived in, the Black royalty. Join us for the third part in the Black British History online course. Join us. You can register for the course at Sister Shanice Gumroad. Yes, go to Gumroad and you can register for the class at sistershanice.gumroad.com. Join us for the class beginning September 9th. The only thing that can save you is be one, be one, be one. To fight Cage, you must stay black first.
Black history gems essays. Black history gems essays. Black history gems essays. Black history gems essays. Let's time travel in a book, go far in a book. When is the last time you read a real book? Knowledge given in a book. Benefit from a book, create a movie from a book. Just don't forget to give thanks to the author. Put time into the book. Thanks. Black history gems essays. Black history gems essays. Black history gems essays. Black history gems essays.
What's up, everybody? It's Eve. Follow me on Twitter and YouTube for space recordings and special live programs. 2024, we're doing things a little different if you haven't peeped game by now. So yeah, this is your chance. You can do it now if you want. Hit the bell here on YouTube at JustEveB or find me on X at Justice4Just_Us. That's JUSTICE, 4 JUST_US. And if you feel so inclined, support my channel and the work we do over here. The Cash App and Patreon links are in the description. Black first.
Atlantis in Mexico. Atlantis in Mexico. Atlantis in Mexico. Atlantis in Mexico. Time travel in a book. Go far in a book. When is the last time you spent bread on a book? Knowledge given in a book. Benefit from a book. Create a movie from a book. Create animation from a book. Atlantis in Mexico. Atlantis
only thing that can save you is be one, be one, be one. To fight Cage, you must stay black first.
Let the paths arrange your law. Let the physical keys to unlock the door. A book written by Jada Pessoa, with the guided visions of Yoshimo. Ancient black spirituality, galactic celestial symphony, cosmic melanated energy, spirits are within me, our history. Ancient black spirituality, galactic celestial symphony, cosmic melanated energy, spirits are within me, our history. Time travel in a book, go far in a book. Can you remember from a book? Knowledge given in a book, benefit from a book, create a movie from a book. Just don't forget to give thanks to the author of the book. Thanks. Black Neanderthals and the white race. Origin black Neanderthals and the white.
Supplemental learning for your mini. But you can learn too. Don't send your mini into the belly of the beast unarmed. Courses, practical math, language, the code, our story and more. An institution founded by us, dedicated to us and our fight for justice. Here you will learn ways to combat the system using the same information they are trying to keep away from you. Welcome to FBA Sunday School.
At the end of the physical, I am the hero. Spiritual essence equals zero. I never change, remain the same. My respect for nature and my brain. The Black American experience is the most traumatizing experience that any other human has ever experienced. PTSS, RBTS, IV, B68, HF, and RBF. Racial battle fatigue. How many times was my family wept because they can't see? Slaughter us on camera, offer us help. And I see us saying master help. Imposter syndrome, dead nature. They never wanted the meat, just wanted our wealth. Lazy, pathetic, inbred. Criminals, murderers, half dead. Straight out to Ice Age on another masquerade. With one purpose to divide and conquer. Most of us come from a sunken place. Shadow work will return us back in shape. Back then, even now, they still the best. And I upgraded and I remain the best of best. Can't keep us from thinking. On the cool, we let they ship sinking. No religion, sex addiction, food addiction, death addiction, substance, self-help addiction.
You got to support Yoshimod. Yoshimod, the genius. Yoshimod is a genius. He makes beautiful videos. You got to support this brother.
my family would not stop pressuring me to get rid of my old car. So I just went to pedal.com.
Say it loud, I'm the one that I'm proud. Say it loud, I'm the one that I'm proud. Say it loud, I'm the one that I'm proud. Say it loud, I'm the one that I'm proud. Being black is so, being pink one is gold. We're not over the globe, so it's what you know. Say it loud, I'm the one that I'm proud. Say it loud, I'm the one that I'm proud. Say it loud, I'm the one that I'm proud. Say it loud, I'm the one that I'm proud. Got to have soul, got to have fun, got to give the people what fun they want. I try to play my music instead my music too loud. I try talking about it and got the big on the round. And when I roll with the punches, I got knocked to the ground. With all this bullshit going down. Got to have soul, got to have fun, got to give the people what fun they want. Say it loud, I'm the one that I'm proud. Say it loud, I'm the one that I'm proud. Say it loud, I'm the one that I'm proud. Say it loud, I'm the one that I'm proud. Got to have soul, got to have fun, got to give the people what fun they want. Say it loud, I'm the one that I'm proud. Say it loud, I'm the one that I'm proud. Say it loud, I'm the one that I'm proud. Say it loud, I'm the one that I'm proud.
Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. That video's by Yoshimod. Go to Yoshimod the Genius. Support this brother. Go to yoshimod.gumroad.com. Support this brother. Support his videos. Support him.
Higher energy, higher power. I am knowledge, I am this, I am that. Why you sour? What's your problem? Why you hate? Why you fronting? Why you fussing? Why you negative energy, negative eyes, negative power, negative ions? Why you total opposite, total tragedy? Why you totally mad at me? Why you majesty? I never took time to love you. I never took time to kiss you. I never took time to study you. Yeah. I never took time to leave you away. I never took time to pull you on. I never took time to trust you. I never took time to see you grow. I never took time. Time to come home. Now that we're even, now that you see it, now that you're home, don't you feel needed? Time to receive it, all the belonging. I am anointed, touch your taste, we rotation, spiritual bag, body was aching, concentration, meditation, I see nature, soaking the feelings, time to start healing, spiritual women come to existence, all is forgiven, then why did you kill them, why did you hate them, why did you forsake him? I never took time to love you, I never took time to kiss you, I never took time to miss you, I never took time to study you on. I never took time to watch you grow. I never took time to feed you on. I never took time to love you on. I never took time.
Yoshimod. Check this brother out. Go to yoshimod.gumroad.com. Support this brother. Play his videos. This man is a genius. You got to support him.
We are the Blacks and Britons, yeah. Now we told us we were strangers in a land we called our own. Caucasians who are Hebrew knew we built this stone by stone. From the ancient streets of London to the towns they claim to know, our history runs deeper like the river steady flow. We built this land, yeah. From the ground up to the sky, our roots run deep, yeah. And our spirits never die. These losers are full of lies, try to steal our pride, but we know the truth. We're the builders of this tide. They say we're new arrivals, just got here yesterday, but our ancestors laid these bricks. Who's the immigrant, you say? From Africa to Albion, we crossed the endless seas, carried our culture and its secret we taught our seas, yeah. From the ground up to the sky, our roots run deep, yeah. And our spirits never die. These losers are full of lies, try to steal our pride, but we know the truth. We're the builders of this life. Your pasty ways lead you to make laws to push us out. We are the foundational Black Britons who built this damn house. In every brick, in every street, our legacy will stand. We are the people who built this goddamn land. This land to be raised, that's from the ground up to the sky. From the ground up to the sky, our roots run deep, yeah, yeah. And our spirits never die, and our spirits never die. These losers are full of lies, try to steal our pride, but we know the truth. We're the builders of this life. We are the foundational Black Britons. We are the foundational Black Britons. We are the foundational Black Britons. But we know the truth. We're the builders of this time. Now you need to leave. Ooh, 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 you need to leave. Now you need to leave.
What's up, everybody? It's Eve. Follow me on Twitter and YouTube for space recordings and special live programs. 2024, we're doing things a little different if you haven't peeped game by now. So yeah, this is your chance. You can do it now if you want. Hit the bell here on YouTube at JustEveB, or find me on X at Justice4Just_Us. That's JUSTICE. 4 JUST_US. And if you feel so inclined, support my channel and the work we do over here. The Cash App and Patreon links are in the description. Black first.
The only thing that can save you is be one, be one, be one. To fight Cage, you must stay black first.
Free your mind, let it go to the top, drop it to the floor. Take energy, coming like whoa. Spring water, let it go. Free your mind, let it go. Tap in, go, let it nigga know. Hey, let it nigga know. Let it nigga know. Energy, coming like whoa. Spring water, let it go. Free your mind, let it go to the top, drop it to the floor. Energy, coming like whoa. Tap in, go, let it nigga know. Hey. She told me go and put it in her heart. I told her I don't wanna break it all apart. Let me be a night light in the dark. Hey, my niggas shine bright with the art. Gemini 2 time, know it's hard. Got the stars on the line with the charts. Big dog, so I gotta leave a mark. Free your mind, cause I'm not that smart. Hey, energy, got my light walk. Spring water, how did that grow? Free your mind, let it go. To the top, drop it to the floor. Hey, energy, got my light walk. Spring water, how did that go? Free your mind, let it go. Tap in, go, let it nigga know. Hey, let it nigga know.
thing that can save you is be one, be one, be one. To fight Cage, you must stay black first. That's right. To fight Cage, you must say be one, black first. You have to be down with the people. You have to love yourself. You have to understand who and what you are. The only thing that can save you is be one, be one, be one. To fight Cage, you must stay black first. So you got to believe in your blackness. You got to, in a sense, know that you're black. You can't just believe, you got to know that you're black. It is very hard. A lot of people get upset. They say, why do we call ourselves FBA? We're foundational Black Americans because we built this country. We made this country what it is, and we're going to keep it going. But see, you not only in a sense have to believe it, you have to know it. And see, that's what it's all about. See, that's why I'm here with this beautiful young woman, Eve, the seductress.
You're going to get me in trouble, and then you guys are not going to see me for a couple of
days. Tell your man that I'm sorry. I'll be honest with you. It's I shouldn't do this, but I got your beautiful wife out here on these waves, and these guys are getting all excited and getting all, oh, she's so beautiful. Yeah, but she has a man to marry. Leave her alone. Stop getting those ideas in your mind.
There you go. Okay, we got to level it out, right?
That's right. That's because they believe they can get to know you. You will never get to know her.
Oh, that's a good. That's powerful right there, Dr. Winters, because this persona. I mean, I don't think that I'm putting on anything fake as much as you guys are never going to get all of me ever. It's almost impossible. You've got people out here like the Broke Authority who, he will make you think that you can read a person from, what they post online or how they talk. But even in real time, like with your interactions with people, that you only know one part of this person. You can believe that they fit and check all the other boxes, but the same way you don't want to know if your friends fart, right? And I know that's kind of weird, but yeah, of course they fart, right? But then, damn, if you've got that one friend, you cannot go to this restaurant with them because, damn it, if they can't help it, it's fucking natural, right? But no, I'm not going to Brazilian with you because you make me not want to be your friend anymore. You stink and you can't even help it. Like, that's the problem. We don't we don't do that. So, it's about what we think we know, and that's the belief. What you think you know. And then if there is evidence to support what you think you know, it's stronger. It's still not knowledge. It's just a belief that has some evidence to back it up. And then inside of that, Dr. Winters, people abuse that because I feel like they know that a lot of us have disconnected from the church, this big entity of not seeing but believing. And then especially as Black people, like, where was Jesus during slavery, or where was Jesus during the KKK? All these harms, where was he? So then it's this belief that, or understanding based off of who taught you, right? Like what we said earlier, depending on who's giving you the information, there's a reason for it. So if it's them people, you haven't worked hard enough yet, Toby. Like your gift and present and whatever is not going to come until later. You're not going to be here to see it type shit. And then other people say, no, if I'm going to work for something, then I want to see the tangible benefits of the labor, the same way you would plant a seed and then harvest from it later, even if it's just a flower. You do harvest what you grow, and then
but see, many Black people, they don't understand. Slavery was horrible. Slavery was horrible, but they only taught you about the Protestant rebellion, Nat Turner, and all that type of stuff. It was over 250 rebellions.
You know, every time you say that, I want to like make a note. I'm making a note right now.
250 known rebellions that black people made. That's not even counting the black women who got raped by a white man and they put glass in his damn in his drink later that night, later that day, and killed that mother. See, we got the wrong idea. We don't understand it was already light-skinned black people over here. Every sister wasn't raped by a white guy, and every white guy didn't get away with raping you.
Right.
Don't believe that they got away with it. A lot of times you rape a sister, she put glass in your food, she burned your damn house down that night. See, don't ever. See, they like to make that myth in the sense that the sister was just waiting, willing, and allowing this white man to rape her. No. Sometimes he got away with it. A lot of times in the sense, she fucked him up. That's the way it is, see. A sister, see. But they want to encourage you. They want to teach you all these lies, you know, and some people even want to believe that they can bring slavery back. No, you can't bring slavery back because you'll get fucked up. I'm sorry. This is probably going to be banned off the internet. But that's just the way it is.
No, it's real. There's a very real argument going on right now that if the orange man gets the presidency, then we're going to be going back into slavery. And I'm just like, wait a minute, hold up, pause. The orange man was already the president one time. And where are the chains? And are we still existing in this? You know, a lot of times Black people have this belief that the boogeyman is going to make things way different than the boogeyman that we're dealing with. And then in real time, we're dealing with the boogeyman. Like you taught me something, I think one of our first conversations, like you said, hurt people don't hurt people. That's so foreign to most people because they want the out. They want the caveat of, oh yeah, if I was wronged, then I have the right to wrong. And that opens up Pandora's box of, well, when I'm on my cycle and my body is attacking me, then I get to attack other people. But then in real time, you'd start to learn that you get real powerful, you know, when the moon is pulling you or when you're working with the nature. Inside of that, you've got people who don't want you to plug into those things. So they've taught you some lies. And then you go off believing these lies and you're teaching these lies. And then people have to unlearn something that was taught to them as knowledge. You know, our common sense and common knowledge, social norms, they're all muddy. It's very fluid right now, especially here in America. And I don't think that other places have such issues with the distinctions because I don't know if it's the language specifically or just the monoliths of the culture and the people. You know, some things you can't get away with, some things in certain cultures. And then over here, you can get away with almost murder. You know, you can believe that there's not going to be a consequence for you because you are light enough or you know the right people. But if you have any melanin in your skin, then, you know, chances are that you might be a lucky motherfucker to escape some consequences. So, Dr. Winston, I might have to agree with you that maybe there is some luck. You know, maybe there is some unknown, some magic that exists out there for the people who can tap into it. And then if you happen to tap into it, then I guess that's pretty lucky too. But, you know, right now, I find that people are using our ignorance about belief and knowledge against us because they don't want us to go further. They like us stuck on stupid because it means that we're not going to be competitive. It means that we'll always forever be that permanent working underclass that Dr. Anderson talks about. And that math ain't mathing to me because, like you said, we're the foundation. And a lot of people don't know that. They feel it. They don't know it. And they don't know it because they were taught that they came over on a boat. So already they're their shit's fucked up because they're disconnected from the land.
And then also they get you conditioned with this whole idea of that you're a minority. But let's just face it. If you were a minority, why are they always trying to say that you got to vote for this particular person? Why is it that you're the minority? But when Obama ran for president, he took even the damn red states. Because see, you know, it's like the point is this. I was talking about the right to vote. We got the right to vote. You just got to go out there and vote. And when we vote, we make changes. But the whole point is this: is that a lot of times we don't see a reason to vote, so we vote for the couch. You know, where I'm sitting on my couch now. You sitting on your couch. I'm not going out to vote for no Kamala Harris or any or even Trump, because the thing is this is that I'm voting for the couch. You know, some of my kids, I might vote for Bozo the Clown if I go down. I'm gonna write in Bozo because that's what they are, some bozos.
That is funny. Yeah, they get a couple votes for Bozo, and then it's like a flip of the coin. Which clown are we gonna go for? But no, I'm with you. I vote for the couch, because if we're in the land of symbolism, that's the symbol that's the strongest. The one that says, whatever, do you, you know, like if you like it, I love it, but I'm not going to participate. The same way that y'all don't eat Becky's potato salad. You know, you're very nice about it at the potluck, but you don't eat it, and you don't ask for seconds, and you know, y'all niggas have gotten so clever that making Becky talk about how she got to whatever it is that she's presented makes her feel like you like it, you want more of it, because you're interacting with her. You know, you're making her believe that you're on the same page of things.
And I want to meet somebody. I want to meet that black person who ate that damn cake cooked by Becky. I've never met a brother that ate. And I've been to a lot of fairs that I was invited to, and I'm sorry, I took the cake home, but I didn't eat it. I took it home. I didn't eat it. I did play around with the macaroni salad. I did play around with that. I took a couple of forkfuls of the macaroni and put it to the side, but I couldn't eat that cake. I'm sorry. I cannot eat Becky's cake. I will play around in the macaroni salad, you know, that Becky made. I might take out one of the walnuts or the pecan, but I'm gonna just fork around it and stuff and put it to the side. And I'm gonna take the cake and I'm gonna wrap it up in nice aluminum foil, and I'm gonna take it home and put it in the garbage. I'm sorry, Becky. I was only faking when I took your cake home. I didn't eat it.
Hey, look, because if you don't take it, then Becky's going to go to HR and say that Clyde was being very hostile to me, and he didn't want to try my pasta salad. And you know, I slaved over the tub. You know, Kamala said that it was okay to wash my noodles in the tub, and
that's right.
100 people at work, so it's okay.
I'm gonna wash them in the tub. Rub it up, 3 minutes in the tub. But anyway, believing and knowing is very important. But I love to believe in things, but I know God exists and I believe in God. But did you want to have a final comment?
I like this conversation because I know people thought that we were going to probably stay on the God side of things. And I think it's bigger than that, and it's inclusive of that. You know, when you start to say that you're the authority, or you know things, or, you know, you're just very straightforward, forward thinker, there is no gray. I find that that's very dishonest, because life is an array of colors, an array of shades. You don't just have red and blue. You've got shades of, and that's for all the colors, right? That's also for thinking too. You know, you might think that 2 + 2 is the only way that you can get to 4, because you know this is 4, but then in another language this is 22, and then another language this is 11. You know, it's a lot of different ways to think about things, and inside of the lie or the no, you know, people have a real reason for wanting you to be on that side of things. And if you're existing in this matrix, not knowing that when people tell you something, there's a reason for it, then you're going to be perpetually stuck on stupid and confused. And I think that it's past time for the confusion. You know, like people should be more understanding about where we are, and then they can move a little bit easier. At least that's my thought. So thank you.
It's a wonderful thought, and it is the main thought, because see, remember, my grandma, mom, and my aunties always taught me that a Black woman is sunshine. Thank you for shining your light on me. But I'm going to tell you, if you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do.
If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. Vampires, they prey on your fears, tell them to stay away. Vampires, they prey on your fears, control your honest fears.